So now that we have established the names of the various angle relationships, when we have two parallel lines intersected by a transversal, we want to start proving things to be true about those angle relationships. And these are fairly simple proofs. Let's prove something about alternate interior angles. Remember, the alternate interior angles are on the inside or the interior of the parallel lines, but alternate sides of the transversal. So angle 3 and angle 6 is a pair of alternate interior angles, and angles 4 and 5 are also a pair of alternate interior angles. So let's get about the proof. And this proof and most of the proofs we're going to do involving this sort of diagram depends on the corresponding angles postulate. Corresponding angles are congruent. That's a postulate. We take it on faith. And remember that corresponding angles are angles like 3 and 7. They're just located in the same spot, essentially, with the intersection. So 3 and 7 are corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are congruent. So I will start my proof by saying angle 3 is congruent to angle 7 by the corresponding angles postulate. This is known to be true. Earlier in the class, we proved that vertical angles are congruent. Angle 7 and angle 6 are a pair of vertical angles. So the next line of my proof will be angle 7 is congruent to angle 6 because vertical angles theorem. And the vertical angles theorem states that those two angles are congruent. Now we're going to use the transitive property. If angle 3 is congruent to angle 7 and angle 7 is congruent to angle 6, then it stands to reason that angle 3 is congruent to angle 6. If A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. So angle 3 is congruent to angle 6 by the transitive property. And that is a property from algebra. So we have just shown that angle 3 is congruent to angle 6. Angle 3 and angle 6 are alternate interior angles, so we conclude, in fact, we can use this little symbol here. These little 3 dots means therefore alternate interior angles are congruent. And then we put a little box right here at the end to show that we're done with our proof. And now we know alternate interior angles are congruent.